Let's talk about the driver score. I don't know why we're talking about this again. It seems like we're going to beat it to a dead bush.
I just wanted to remind him that this is nationwide already. This came from a city that's not one of those synthetic markets, Chris. This is from, shout out to Mr. Miller in South Carolina, Charlotte, Myrtle Beach, Charleston area. He's become a very good eye and ear for me. So he said, give me a shout out. I'm like, okay, sure. There's your shout out. And that's not one of those 9 markets where they have advantage versus standard. And so Uber is releasing this. And I asked Uber, obviously, I said, I thought this was coming around September 2. Well, they said, yeah, that's coming September 2, but we wanted drivers to get used to it a couple of months before it shows up. But I go, this is not even a standard versus advantage market. They go, no, well, we're just going to,
what does that matter?
Yeah.
The driving score has absolutely nothing to do with it.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is that they're basically, everybody's going to have this pretty soon. So,
yeah, I mean, but that's, again, that's expected. And what I think this is going to come down to is if you have a higher driving score continually, you are going to get better rides. You are going to get throttled if you have a bad driving score because they're going to try to combat. 100%. Right. I am completely under the impression that is exactly what they're going to do. Because if they're already doing it with standard and advantage driving, when it comes to throttling or claiming that they're going to throttle you in terms of trip radar versus direct pings, why wouldn't they do something like this, especially when it comes to commercial insurance rates? Because if they give better drivers overall more rides compared to a bad driver, you could probably negotiate with the insurance carriers saying, hey, look, this is what's going on. And, we're able to give 80% of our rides to very good drivers or be able to improve that number or something. They could take their numbers, what they have now, and improve upon it. So, yeah, I think that this is a huge thing that Uber is going to be using more data that they're collecting and able to use to their advantage.
So this is all over.
I mean, this does not surprise me that it's in nationwide phones already. I'm surprised that it took this long for it to come out. I bet that it was already on there beforehand, and we just didn't know about it. But now I think that they're actually putting it out there. And yeah, I think that they're going to end up tying your driving score into ride requests that you're going to get, whether it's going to be, trip radar versus direct or just throttling the amount of rides that you're going to get. And I see it being the latter over anything else because they're probably going to do something like that. And I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So this gentleman also has his, T's crossed, I's dotted. Look the way he puts the arrows. See what I mean? This is wonderful. This is just, and he goes, look at that, right? So the way it's going to look is you're going to have a center. You click on that, and then the information here, trip by trip, is amazing. It really is. I mean, now we're going to find out how accurate this thing is pretty soon because it's pretty widespread now. And Uber said, I mean, clearly, and this gentleman got dinged with an 86 score already. He was accused of, on some trips, of hard braking, sharp turning. I mean, Jesus Christ, and harsh accelerating. Sir, don't just put your slow down. A lot of Tesla drivers definitely are going to get under regenerative braking. They're going to get the harsh braking part completely wrong. But I mean, the information is ridiculously detailed. I don't know about accuracy, but it's completely amazingly detailed. Unlike the Lyft one, Lyft doesn't have that.
Oh, here you go. Rebecca from Kidkaboo kind of hit the nail on the head too. So yeah, that is what you can do. We have, it's important. And then she had
obviously.
Comment.
No, obviously no. I'm not against it. By the way,
insurance rates for us, we use and keep them and keep the best drivers for all reasons. So there you go.
Yeah, this is this. You know what this reminds me of? Behind every UPS FedEx truck, it says call 1-800 if you think I'm driving like shit.
Yeah,
this is the next level. This is the electronic level of that.
I posted a video talking about how a driver got deactivated for for alleged bad driving.
Yes. Yeah.
Alleged. Now, here's the thing. These types of things will be able to kind of, if this is coming from a passenger that says, oh, he was driving bad, or she was, you know, this is something that they could take a look at and say, well, there's no behavior that would point to erratic driving, but where the points are is where a dash cam comes in handy. And so I think if you pair both a dash camera and the driving score, especially when it comes to some of these issues where, you know, if it says phone handling or,
100%.
you know, something like that, or even speeding, I mean, there could be discrepancies there. And if you have a camera that has a GPS in it, you could basically essentially say, yeah, this isn't right. And you could send that dash cam footage to that and hopefully get that taken care of. So I think that's something that would go hand in hand in terms of, one, if you want to improve your driving score, but two, also, you know, it lets you know exactly what's going on. So I think this is something where both the companies could have their cloud-based dash camera. Hey, guess what? We talked about that last week with CMT and DriveScape 360, where you get $5 a month. I mean, you can do that with the display ride, getting it $10 a month with code RSG, or get your own dash camera with a built-in GPS.
I think you are 100% correct on this, right? So, okay, not everybody. Okay, I'm not a technology person, so I don't know. You probably know this more than me. You know, obviously, if you have an older phone, maybe the gyroscope in it may not be new tech. I don't know if they have advanced. I'm pretty sure every time a new series of phones comes out, iPhones or, you know, Androids, they improve the hardware in it. You know what I'm saying? And to me, you know, maybe in some older phones, the gyroscope is not as accurate, but that's when what you said comes into play. That's like the dash cam with a GPS locator, which most of them have, obviously, is a backup. Like if one is saying one thing, another something is saying something else, then the companies can kind of figure out maybe our data is not good.
And then the same thing too.
It's like a backup, double backup.
Starts braking. Well, what happens if a deer ran out in the middle of the road, or somebody cut you off, or something like that, where it's an external factor? It has nothing to do with you as a driver. You actually reacted correctly. So why should you be punished for that when it comes to an external force? So that's like, I think the driving score combined with the dash camera could make for a very good opportunity for good drivers to continue staying that way. And when safety, same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. For like unjust deactivations and things like that, right? Because like in that case, the one that you tweeted out, right? The driver allegedly, Lyft's rider said he was an unsafe driver. Well, if you have the dash cam footage and you have the telematics, that rider should be deactivated, get kicked off the platform, because you know they're fraudulent, right? So I think this is going to work well. It needs some time to season probably, but I think a combination of this, you know, in concert with a dash cam, I think will solve so many problems for Uber and Lyft as far as insurance rates, commercial insurance rates are concerned, as well as the driver safety and rider safety. I think I'm not against it. I think it's pretty good. And I don't have it in LA yet, unfortunately. But yeah, and then if you click on, I mean, Uber's CMT telematics, that information you get in your app is amazing. Like, you know, trip by trip by trip. So it'll be like written in red, and it'll say, this is what you did wrong on this trip. But then this gentleman, by, you know, went and disputed it because he was going across a bridge. So CMT said you were speeding. But then, you know, he went and confirmed that he was going the speed limit, because on CMT's database, the speed limit was it probably was at 50, but the actual speed limit was 55 on the bridge, and he was going 55, but CMT tagged him saying you're going too fast. And then he went into the app and questioned it. And there is a part that you can actually go dispute some of the things if you don't think you know, broke some of the, you know, thresholds or whatever of the CMT, and then you can question it and you can put your 2 cents in. I like this. I think this is going to be good for the drivers, and you know, it's going to weed out some bad apples, bro. There are some bad shit, crazy drivers out there. So I'm hey, you know, get your shit together. Otherwise, adios, right? So hey,
I mean, overall, I don't like it. I think it's just too invasive. I understand why they want to do it, if that's the reasons why. And it's one of those things that if they're going to do it, you're going to have to kind of play within the game. And you can always play the game that you need to play in order to, kind of take advantage of certain things. And I think that's one way that you could potentially do that. But again,
do you drive differently when you're doing rideshare versus you're driving your family?
I cannot confirm or deny that.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you guys. I definitely drive like a grandma when I'm doing rideshare with passengers in the car. Not that I drive like Mario Andretti when my family's in the car, but I'm definitely braking a little harsher, turning a little faster, whatever, when I'm driving myself. But when I'm doing rideshare, bro, I stop at every stop sign, no rolling stop signs. I don't punch through yellows. I'm not in a rush, bro. I'm telling you, I go to speed limit. It is what it is, unless the guy goes, I'm gonna tip you big, get me to the airport, I'm about to miss my flight. That's a different story. But all I know is I think this is okay. I'm not worried about the privacy. They know everything about you anyway, so they're just going to know a little bit
but
more
see, that's the problem. It's a little bit here and there. It's another inch moving the goalpost, and before you know it, you look up and you're outside the freaking arena at this point. So I think that that's a problem and needs to be addressed in those terms. But again, if it's going to be something that they're going to have there, this is something where you can use it to your advantage if you know and know how to play the game.
Shout out to Rebecca Locke, the CEO of Kid Kaboo, which is transportation for teenagers and kids. So anyway, we'll see. I think this will so pretty much everybody's going to get this shortly around the country, and keep me posted. Keep me posted if you guys think it's accurate. Keep me posted if it helped you driving. Keep me posted if it if it made you slow down and get more tips or more safety. I don't know. I'm interested.
To me, that's the biggest thing, is how accurate actually is it. So if it's one of those things where it's like, oh, we noticed that you're handling your phone, it's sitting right there in the phone holder, and on the dash camera, you can actually see it sitting right there. Hey, guess what? Your shit system sucks. So I think that needs to be an addressed thing. The same thing when it comes, especially when it comes to speeding, because we all know that things do change quite frequently and it's not always updated. I mean, how many times do you look at Waze or Google Maps and it shows the speed limit, but it's not actually the same speed limit, whether it's been downgraded and lowered or upgraded and higher?
Google is pretty accurate. I don't know how accurate CMT is going to be. What do you think, Chris? Am I getting the Uber bag or no?
Huh?
Am I getting the Uber bag? Like limited detailing says, it's just Serge is getting that Uber bag.
I think he's getting teabagged.
If I was getting the Uber bag, you think I'd be here on a Tuesday? Huh? I'd be playing golf. So anyway, we love our audience, bro. Anyway, so we'll see. You guys will let me know. So, but please make the screenshots like these with arrows. Like
that would definitely help.
Yeah,
it just makes it easier.
Because I'm overwhelmed now. Now I get like, please make it legible. make it so you go and show me the money. Otherwise, you're not going to show me the money.
All right. Well, either way, let's move on. I'm sure we'll bring CMT up soon again. But it's just one of those things that, if it's going to be there, take advantage to your advantage on, how it could drive. And mark my words, this is definitely going to be something that is going to be used for or against you as a driver, whether it leads to deactivations. That's a very real possibility. Whether it leads to major throttling when it comes to ride requests, that is another possibility, and I definitely do see it happening.
Yeah, and then this idiot says the Uber Brinks truck is not backing up in Sergio driveway. Oh baby, every Tuesday Uber Brinks trucks backs up into your bank account too. So I'm like, hey bro. Like,
I ain't letting them take 85. Wait, no, what is it for? It's not even 85 cents. It's what, $1.25 or something at this point now?
Yeah, no more cashing out for me. No cashing out, too expensive.
I've never done that. I'm like, even when it was 50 cents, I'm like, no way.
Yeah, man.
I mean, hey, if you want to do that, great, but leave it in for the week and get paid.
So okay, this is a good point here, Chris. So if you're in Advantage, right, and you cash out every day for $1.25,
hey, guess what? You're down.
Now, where is that 5%? That takes a lot of 20, 30 cents to put the $1.25 together. So your 5% on 25-cent trips that you got extra is gone. So don't cash out. You know what I mean? So.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.